Hey guys! Welcome back to ZYAX Live, and today I'm going to go with you through the top 10 scariest games ever made. Now, there are going to be a few surprises, I admit, but I believe in some of the cases you probably would agree where I put them. So, anyway, let's get this show on the road. At number 10, we have Call of Duty Zombies, Call of the Dead. This was one of the scariest maps I think was ever made. I believe it was, even though it was Call of Duty's light-hearted zombie map. It was for all the actors, it was like a zombie killing thing. Even though this was light-hearted, I believe it was the scariest map. I don't know why, because it may have been because of George following me, running at you at breakneck speeds when you were trying to run your ass away from him. And like herds of zombies coming to you as well, and there's just places where I thought, okay, I'm gonna be locked in here, I better run. There were aspects of it I think was fun, but most of all, it was quite scary for me to play, and I believe it deserves a place on this list. Zombie Fruct was also a close contender, but it didn't just quite make the cut, so unfortunately, Call of the Dead goes on, Fruct is off. But that leaves us with a good top 10. Anyway, number 9, we have Doom 3. This was my first real experience with the horror genre. It was a masterpiece, as it says over here. It was my first experience, which made it a lot more scarier. And I was just cracking myself the first time over a game. And I thought, I'm gonna pass it, just like I did in 2 hours. I quit the game, and yeah, I played other games like Medieval. Thought they were quite scary as a kid. Then I played Doom 3, and I realised that that's like Crash Bandicoot. This, it's very scary. Yeah, let's continue on to number 8, which is The Calling for the Wii console. The Wii console hasn't had many good titles at all. Really bad titles like Mario and the Sonic at the Olympic Games, for example. I thought that was a very bad title, even though it was, they say it was one of the best games ever made for it. I didn't believe it was that good. But The Calling Wii just shows how good the Wii can get, even though it's got limited textures. If it had better textures, was on a different system like Xbox or PC or Mac, which I use, I believe it could have got higher on the list, but since it had limited textures, it made it less scarier, so I believe it should get placed lower on the list, like it should. Anyway, I believe it deserves place as number 8. Anyway, going on to number 7 now, is Nosferatu. Now, this, it was like a 50-50 moments. There were good moments, there were bad moments. The textures were bad, but overall game was good. I killed the lady and she was like, that's where you're wrong. And I was just, it was a good jump scare at that, and it was just probably one of the best horror genres I've played, but I wouldn't play through it again, just simply because I don't like vampire kind of things. I'm more into like survival horror, you know, that kind of thing. At number 6 we have Siren Blood Curse. It makes, I feel scared just watching this. It's that scary. When I'm watching this, I was actually quite scared. When playing this, I was screaming to the door and my mum. I was locked in because my friends decided that I could be, and it was pretty good. It was a very good horror, but very scary, and I believe it deserved a place on this list, even though only number 6 because it was a remake and it took away some of the scares because I played the first one, but it still was quite scary because they added new scares. And yeah, I didn't complete the game, just like I haven't completed most on this list, so don't worry. I played Call of the Dead, but that's not really a game, so you know what I mean. And Doom 3 I completed, eventually as well, anyway. But let's continue on to number 5, which is SCP Containment Breach. Whatever you do, don't underestimate SCP. When I first played it, I thought, okay, I mean, SCP-087B wasn't that good, and I don't really want to play it. It scared the living crap out of me because I didn't think it was that bad. And it was exactly like Blink, the Blink episode of Doctor Who. If anyone's watched that, it was exactly like that with that one monster. And then you had that like gimp just following you, going through walls, and just killing you. And you couldn't stop him, which just made it even worse. And all you could do was run, and then get into corners, and just being a idiot. And it gave me the worst scares ever. But anyway, let's go on to number 4, which is Condemned Criminal Origins. I first believed this to be one of the most overrated games ever made, but that's where I was wrong. After playing this, I believed it deserved all the ratings that it got. It was absolutely amazing, with scares and in story, so it deserves a place on this list. And we're continuing on to number 3 now, because I can't really say much about Condemned, because I don't want to spoil anything. It's really good. Everything's just get ready for the story. Number 3, we have Via. Now, I hated the little girl, personally. I don't know if you guys do. The little girl was just weird, and it just creeped me out. Play it at midnight. That's my only advice I can give you. This was the best game of the Xbox genre, of the Xbox horror genre, and I believe it does deserve the place on this list. So yeah, let's continue on now to number 2, Penumbra Overture. Frictional games made by and it was scary. And obviously I am gonna record me playing this soon, because I believe I should, but playing this is so creepy, so dark, and just really hard to play. It's a really hard game, and it's not for the people who think, oh, it's just crap. Let's just play it. We won't beat it. Never think that. Please. You'll scare yourself to death. First playing it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ah! That's what I felt like. And it deserves a place on this list at number 2. But at number 1, we have Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Obviously, I recorded this after I completed it, so there's no need to worry. Everything's recorded now. I've completed the game, but I am uploading this like halfway in the game. You've probably seen my playthrough of Amnesia so far. I think it's scary, but it does get a lot scarier, trust me. There are going to be a lot of good scares from now on, guys, and you are going to love them. I'm going to crap myself, and they're amazing. So I've played this, I've done a playthrough of you guys, and you already know how scary this is. And I believe it deserves the number 1 spot on this list. It is absolutely amazing. It gives feelings of dark, and the water monster scenes that you've probably seen, they make you avoid the water at any point in the game. It makes you really scared. Obviously there are the good scares, but there are also the not real scares that just make you, okay, I'm better not go in there. But there's nothing in there, it just makes you avoid the place totally. And I believe that the frictional games, Penumbra and Amnesia, look, the Amnesia 2 that's coming out, Fever Pigs, I believe that's going to be the best game that they're going to create. This was Amnesia: Dark Descent was amazing. Obviously, the story was good, following the life of Daniel. You just, it's so scary. It's hard to explain, really, some of the scares, but you can know what I mean. Anyway, guys, that was my top 10. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.